Hello, my dear friends. I owe you a huge apology for yesterday. I did not give you your daily Bible readings yesterday evening, and the reason I didn't is because I fell asleep at around 7 p.m. yesterday. And y'all, I slept for 12 hours. I hadn't slept that long in a very long time. I've had so much pain the last few months that I haven't been able to sleep but usually 2 or 3 hours a night, if that much. Some nights I'm up all night. Yesterday, or day before yesterday, I, uh, the pain from my shingles on my back was just about to drive me crazy. It was so bad. It was not constant pain, but it was like bam, sharp electrical shocks is what it felt like. And it kept doing it over and over and over. I told y'all I was pushing my back against the back of this chair, and the handle on the fridge sticks out, and I'd use it. I'd push my back against it, trying to relieve that pain. And I called my doctor, and the doctor that handles my meds, which I never heard of that kind of doctor before, but that's all she does for me is handle my meds because I'm taking so many right now. And I told her I gotta have something. I've got to have something for that. And she said she would figure out what to give me and call me back. She never called back. And I had to go to the pharmacy to pick up some stuff anyway, and I checked with them, and this was 2 or 3 hours later in the day, and they hadn't heard from her either. So they suggested some lidocaine patches, and so I bought a big box of lidocaine patches, and the patches are pretty good size, but I can't reach that spot on my back where that is. I put it as close to it as I can reach, and it's the whole back of it is sticky stuff, so it'll stick to your skin, and it kept folding and sticking to itself and sticking to the back of my hand. I was holding it and it was sticking over here and sticking over here. It was sticking everywhere except where I wanted it to stick. But anyway, I've used 3 of them, and I guess I'm getting it close enough where it's doing a little bit of good. It just doesn't do good for long. I just now put one on. I've got some errands to run, so I've got one on, and I'll put another one on at bedtime this evening. And they also got lidocaine in a little roller, like roll-on deodorant with the ball on top. And so I bought a bottle of that too, and I can, kind of reach that area. And that pain that I have in my neck a lot when I'm doing the videos, I rub that on there, and it works good. It just doesn't last long, but it works good for a little while. But anyway, let me give you your daily Bible reading for yesterday. Oh, and yesterday I went out and I had to buy more ingredients to make candy. I'm making candy for a lot of friends here. One of them requested candy. I made a lot for Nicole, for her and her 2 sons and her mom and dad for Christmas. It was like 20 pounds of candy. It was a lot of candy. And I hardly ever see her anymore since she bought that building downtown. She's a doctor at the big hospital in the town south of here, but all she does is hip and knee replacements, so she just works 2.5 days a week. I guess they must not have a lot of patients needing hip and knee replacements, but she just works as a doctor 2.5 days a week at the hospital south of here. And just recently she bought a big building downtown on the main drag through downtown. She has, at my community page, I posted a picture of this machine. It's a sewing machine, but the sewing machine itself is huge, and it sits on a track that's 12 to 15 feet long. I don't know how long it is, but it's long, and 12 to 15 feet is just my guess from looking at it. And that machine is computer operated, and it goes up and down on that track, and she makes quilts, big quilts, and she takes the top part and the bottom part and puts the padding in the middle. I forgot what she calls the padding, but anyway, the three pieces, and then this big machine she's got sews it together, and you can program it to do different patterns and everything. She was doing that in the basement of her home, and then she decided to buy that building downtown and open up a store where she sells high quality cloth, for sewing, and all kind of quilting supplies and thread, and the big spools like that. They're that big around and that tall, and she's got every color you can imagine, and just all kind of stuff. But anyway, she doesn't come here anymore because she's busy with her new store. So I go to the store to see her, and I went there and hung out a little while yesterday, and then I went to her ex-husband's shop. Her ex-husband is a mechanic, and he has a big shop, and he does all the work on my pickup. And I had him several weeks ago. I had the oil changed and new filter and everything, and I had him check the antifreeze in the radiator to see if it was strong enough to last through this brutal winter that is coming. And it already gets down in the mid-teens every night, which is very cold. And he said it was strong enough, it would be all right. But he said the coolant liquid was dirty. He said it needed to be drained and flushed out, pressure washed out or whatever they do. But he stays busy, and so I made an appointment, and it's for Monday, in 2 days from now. He's going to do that. And I've also got a doctor appointment Monday with my regular doctor, and yesterday the surgery department, I guess that's what they are. Anyway, somebody called me and said that I get my first back surgery on December 30th. So that's that. That's an update on me, and I'm anxious to get that done. That back doctor, and I don't remember what kind of doctor she was that I met with. I don't remember when it was, a week and a half ago, that we spent 2 hours talking, and she was showing me on a computer, she was showing me the MRI of my cervical spine, my thoracic spine, and my lumbar spine, all the problems up and down my spine. And there were 60 different spots that she said she could work on to help relieve my pain, help me sit up and stand up straighter and walk better. So I guess this is number 1 of 60. She's gonna, or maybe they do 2 or 3 at a time. I don't know how it's gonna work, but anyway, that starts on December 30th. So that's my Christmas present to me. Yeehaw. There's today going on, well, it's probably just about over. It started at 9 o'clock. There was breakfast with Santa for the kids here in town, and it was $5 a person. And they said that there was kids that couldn't afford to go, that wanted to go. And so I paid for a bunch of them. So there's a bunch of them going to go that wasn't going to be able to go. So that's an update on me. That's the Redneck Ramble part of my video. Now I'll get down to the meat and give you God's holy word. And I do apologize. I was so tired yesterday after everything I did. And it doesn't take much to tire me out. But I worked on making candy all day. And I went and saw Nicole, and I stopped by the hardware store for something. Oh, for more of those aluminum pans that you put candy and stuff in. I had a bunch, but I used them all up, and I needed more. So I'm going to be making candy again today and probably tomorrow. It started out for one person, and then Nicole said she wanted more. And now another person that lives right over here wants some. So I got 3 people to make candy for. And I've spent, it was $122, and then yesterday I spent $97 more for ingredients to make candy. So that 122, that's $219 I've spent for ingredients making candy. And it's all free for them. I'm doing it, I'm paying for their ingredients, and I'm doing all the work. I'm gonna get a sample though. I don't need it. I just weighed, I'm at 183 pounds. In April, I weighed 285 or 289. 289 was the most I ever weighed. 289 in April, and I'm down to 183 just a few minutes ago. And I have not been on a diet. I have never in my whole life been on a diet. I was very sick, in the hospital a long time, in ICU, in cardiac acute care, and then just regular hospital for 1 week at the big hospital and 1 week here, or eight days there and 8 days here. And I couldn't eat, but y'all know all that. Right now I'm going to read you chapter 9 of John for our daily Bible readings. And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Jesus answered, Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. God is in control of everything, and God likes to be glorified, and he'll use whatever mode is necessary to show his glory. He wants us to see his glory and his love and his power. So Jesus said, Neither hath this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him. I must work the works of him that sent me while it is day. The night cometh when no man can work. As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world. When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle And he anointed the eyes of the blind man with the clay, and said unto him, Go wash in the pool of Siloam, which is by interpretation sent. He went his way therefore and washed, and came seeing. The neighbors therefore, and they which before had seen him that he was blind, said, Is not this he that sat and begged? Some said, This is he. Others said, He is like him. But he said, I am he. Therefore said they unto him, How were thine eyes opened? He answered and said, A man that is called Jesus made clay, and anointed mine eyes, and said unto me, Go to the pool of Siloam and wash. And I went and washed, and I received sight. Then said they unto him, Where is he? He said, I know not. They brought to the Pharisees him that aforetime was blind, and it was the Sabbath day when Jesus made the clay and opened his eyes. Then again the Pharisees also asked him how he had received his sight. He said unto them, He put clay upon mine eyes, and I washed, and do see. Therefore said some of the Pharisees, This man is not of God, but he keepeth not the Sabbath, because he keepeth not the Sabbath. Others said, How can a man that is a sinner do such miracles? And there was a division among them. They said unto the blind man again, What sayest thou of him that he hath opened thine eyes? He said, He is a prophet. But the Jews did not believe concerning him that he had been blind and received his sight, until they called his parents and of him that had received his sight. And they asked them, saying, Is this your son, who you say was born blind? How then doth he now see? His parents answered them and said, We know that this is our son, and that he was born blind. But by what means he now seeth, we know not, or who hath opened his eyes, we know not. He is of age, ask him, he shall speak for himself. These words spake his parents, because they feared the Jews, for the Jews had agreed already that if any man did confess that he was Christ, he should be put out of the synagogue. Therefore said his parents, He is of age, ask him. Then again they called the man that was blind, and said unto him, Give God the praise. We know this man is a sinner. The man that never sinned a single time in his life, they're calling him a sinner. The blind man answered and said, Whether he be a sinner or no, I know not. One thing I know, that whereas I was blind, now I see. Folks, I was blind for 51 years. Jesus woke me up. I wasn't blind physically. I was blind spiritually. 51 years of age, Jesus woke me up through the Holy Spirit. Then said they to him again, What did he to thee? How opened he thine eyes? He answered them, I have told you already, and you did not hear. Wherefore would ye hear it again? Will ye also be like his disciples? Then they reviled him and said, Thou art his disciple, but we are Moses' disciples. We know that God spake unto Moses. As for this fellow, we know not from whence he is. The man answered and said unto them, Why, herein is a marvelous thing, that ye know not from whence he is, and yet he hath opened mine eyes. Now we know that God heareth not sinners, But if a man be a worshipper of God and doeth his will, he heareth him. Since the world began, was it not heard that any man opened the eyes of one that was born blind? If this man were not of God, he could do nothing. They answered and said unto him, Thou wast altogether born in sins, and dost thou teach us? And they cast him out. He knew more than they did. Jesus heard that they had cast him out, and said, when he had found him, he said unto him, Dost thou believe on the Son of God? The once blind man answered and said, Who is he, Lord, that I might believe on him? And Jesus said unto him, Thou hast both seen him, and it is he that talketh with thee. And he said, Lord, I believe. And he worshipped him. And Jesus said, For judgment I am come into this world, that they which see not might see, and that they which see might be made blind. And some of the Pharisees which were with him heard these words, and said unto him, Are we blind also? Jesus said unto them, If ye were blind, ye should have no sin. But now ye say, We see, therefore your sin remaineth. And he was right. That's some good stuff, y'all. Are you blind? Has Jesus opened your eyes? He did all the work at Calvary for you to be saved. It took him dying on the cross, shedding his blood for the remission of your sins, and we're all sinners. Everybody ever born, except Jesus, was a sinner, is a sinner. Jesus died, he was buried, God raised him from the dead 3 days later. He's alive today, and soon he's coming for his church, the true Christians. I want you to be in that bunch, my friend. If you're not saved, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ and what he did for you because of his love for you, and you will be saved. Got it? That's all there is to it. He did all the work. I love you and I appreciate you, and I do apologize, but I needed the rest, evidently. I slept 12 hours and I feel good today. I've got pain. I've always got pain, but I feel good. I feel energetic. I'm going to make more candy. Oh, yeehaw, y'all. And what started it all, I made all that candy for Nicole for their Thanksgiving, and I took pictures of it and posted it on my Facebook, and now everybody wants candy. So that's my Christmas gift to a bunch of people. All right, I'll be back several times today with videos in between making candy. And I hope I don't fall asleep early again tonight so I can do your daily Bible reading this evening. But that was good sleep. I can't believe I slept that long. I haven't slept that long, I don't think, since I had cancer. I slept pretty much all the time then. Talk to y'all later, friends. God bless you.